This podcast contains mature language. Listener discretion is advised.
Chapter 25, The Beginning of the End.
All right, as the early morning light starts to brighten your surroundings, you look out just past the trees where you're currently at. You see the rooftops and the chimneys of the town of Phandelver.
All hit points and spell slots are restored?
No, you did not stop to rest. You can
Nope. Oh, that's right.
But we rest walked.
Yes, you didn't get worse.
So we see Phandelver.
You do see Phandelver. And at this point, I need each of you to make a Constitution saving throw
Oh no.
for having gone now a full day without taking a long rest.
Did I tell you? This is Constitution saving throw. You guys go first.
All right, Angus.
22.
Meilin.
14.
4. Okay.
Ouch.
And Val.
22.
22. All right, Meilin, you suffer 1 point of exhaustion, which means that you have disadvantage on ability checks until you take a long rest. It doesn't affect your combat capabilities, but anytime you make an ability check, like skill check, you have disadvantage.
Well, that sucks. But
So I'm going to do prayer of healing because I took a beating.
Okay.
And it says up to 6 creatures of my choice that I can see all of us, each regain hit points equal to 2d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier.
sweet.
So if
You get 2 points back?
if you get hit, hold on, I gotta roll for it. You get 7, 5 is 12. So we gain 18 each.
Cool.
So if you've taken any damage from your last encounter, you regain 18 hit points.
Man, I like that one a lot.
What entrance of the town it's closest to us?
From your vantage point, as the light starts to increase, you can see the remains of Tresender Manor are closest to you. So you're looking at it from the northwest corner,
That same kind of path.
or northeast corner, I'm sorry.
The path we took around at the manor.
Yeah, so the main road through town,
Yeah.
you're looking at it like from your vantage point would be like this. The north-south road you see like this, and the manor is right here. You guys are here.
Okay, so we're by the manor.
Yeah.
Any activity that I could tell from people coming in and out from the manor? Same place that...
Go ahead and make a perception check. At disadvantage, it's still low light.
Okay. 17.
About what time is it?
And that's 19.
It is right at dawn at this point.
You said perception, right?
Mhm.
20 modified.
Modify 20.
That's a great...
Squinting, trying to focus, looking across the town, you see a little bit of smoke coming from a few chimneys across the town. You see at the edge, just barely able to make out the main road through town. And as it loops just past the entrance to what would have been the manor, you do see a couple of guards standing there. You scan a little further along, and the road leading north out of town that you three originally took, you're able to see a couple of guards standing there as well.
Val, I think you might want to take point, since we're bringing a newfound companion with us. We don't know how well he might be. accepted in town, and you have the most pull being here and knowing everyone. If you want to take point, in case we need to talk to you guards.
I'll take care of it.
I'll march in the back to make sure he's not doing anything funny.
Yeah, and I'm going to be in the middle, just right next to them, to Floaty Sphere. And
Floaty sphere.
You're standing right next to the disc that is being levitated by Cost.
yeah, and yeah.
It's
And Cost,
Is he floating or walking?
he's walking.
Okay.
yeah.
Thank God.
He steps
Wanted
up
to make sure.
next to you and he says, "This is Phandelver, I presume."
It is. And for now, even though we kind of stand out, let's try to keep a low profile until we get to Silver, which is our contact.
I'll do my best. As he looks down at his bright red
No,
robes of Fae.
I understand, but I'll just stay right behind me and we're good.
We'll let Val do all the talking.
Is that normal? And you see him point just over the rooftops, and you turn around, all three of you look, and you see this yellow light right in the center of the town start glowing, and the intensity of the light gets brighter and brighter.
Can we see what the guards are doing?
Like
The guards, right in this moment, you see the guards turn, facing the light in the center of town, and then there's this bright flash. I need all three of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Are we
Do I
that
have-
close to it?
Do I have disadvantages on those?
You do. Or no, saving throw, you don't have disadvantage.
Okay.
Wow, that's horrible. Constitution?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 6.
22.
9.
9. You two in this moment are blinded by this flash of light. Angus, you have to duck your head down, put your hand up just in time to shut your eyes. And as you are able to slowly open your eyes, the ambient light from this flash slowly starting to dim. And all three of you hear it. The initial noise was so loud. You all went deaf in the moment. But you hear this rumble that has gone, and this massive explosion has washed over the town. You two now hear rising screams coming from Phandelver. Angus, you look out and you see most of the buildings in the center of town are ablaze in this moment. There are a few outlying buildings also on fire.
Oh, shit. Is Cost affected by the blast?
Cost is down on the ground right now. You felt him drop to his knees next to you, and you two are still blinded right now.
Right. But I can still hear him
Yeah, you heard something thump.
thump. Okay.
Right. I relay that the town's on fire.
What?
Okay,
The whole town, or just the whole entire town is on fire?
do we
The
see
the
her?
center of the town is on fire.
And you guys, your vision is now starting to come back. It's blurry and hazy and a little washed out.
I'm like,
You can vaguely start to see.
is everybody okay, at least?
Okay, it's Gundren's still there with the drow
You
guy?
feel around, you feel their bodies are still in place.
Okay.
You hear Constable.
Angus,
What
is...
in the 9 hells was that?
We're being attacked, I think.
I was going to ask if you known anything about whatever the hell that was. Have you seen anything like that before?
I have no idea.
I've never seen anything like that.
Angus, how are you holding up? I can't really see for shit right now.
I'm fine. I can see everything that's going on.
Okay.
We're right beside the manor, right?
You guys are near the manor.
The guards that were guarding the manor, are they running towards the town?
Make a perception check at disadvantage
Disadvantage,
here.
It was a 20. And that's another 20.
220.
That's a crit.
That was legit.
Yeah. Your vision is coming back to you.
You should use that dice forever.
Faster
I'm doing that.
than Meilin's in this moment. You see one of the guards helping pull the other one up. One has an outstretched hand, the other one grabs his wrist and is helping him to his feet.
Do I recognize him?
Not from this distance.
Can I You said my vision's coming back. Can I see the path at my feet? Like, can I see where my feet are if I
You
was to
can-
continue? Like,
Yeah, your vision's down to like you have sand in your eye, like you can kind of
Okay.
see, but you can't focus on
Mostly
anything.
shapes.
It's mostly shapes and colors at this point.
Okay.
There are people that are hurt.
Okay.
I,
We need to get down.
I'm
there.
gonna.
All three of you
call
can
us.
hear this. There's still this residual rumbling. You can't tell if it's your inner ear or if it's a true sound, but you are vaguely picking up the sound of people screaming and yelling in the distance.
I think we need to hide. I think we need to hide Gundren. Maybe in the manor. It might be a safe place. It's been vacant forever. And then get down to the town. If it's on our way.
All right, let's do this. So
We need to get down there now.
let's leave him like
All right, you guys deal.
right at the entrance.
You guys deal with cost. I'm gonna go make sure no one's dying in the town.
Go. Let's go with Cost. Put him right there in the entrance. I'll go with Angus. And I'll start taking a look because
Okay.
you can run faster towards us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it?
Angus, you see as you turn back in the center of the manor where you were told that there was an underground complex. You now see several guards come running out from underneath the manor itself.
Are they wearing like red?
They are wearing
Because I'm still wary of the tails of the red brands.
They are wearing the traditional black and silver garb of the Lord's Alliance, and they are just running into town. They are just full speed.
Okay. I'm gonna
So-
run full speed towards the town too.
Okay.
I tell Cass and I, let's go. I'm still recovering my vision, and if he can see, I put my hand on his shoulder to kind of guide me, and I say, "There's a manor. Let's head to the manor. We need to hide Gundren, who's on the
Yeah. Just
floating disc. Let's go hide him in the safety of the manor and get to the town as quickly as
You want to
possible.
go near the fire.
no.
as fast as possible. Yes.
Fine. Let's go. And he starts walking, your hand on his shoulder. He starts walking towards the manor ruins, the disc trailing 20 feet slowly behind him, just keeping pace. He's not moving particularly fast. Every once in a while, he kind of pauses in his step. You get the sense that he's still kind of looking
Right,
around,
very-
trying to assess things. Val, what are you doing?
I'm going with Angus. We're running towards the town.
Okay. Now, in this moment, I'm going to let you three tell me how the town went.
Interesting.
I
Everybody's
need
fine.
you to pick a number between
Shot.
1 and 6. You can roll for this if you'd like.
3.
Okay. I need you to pick a number between 1 and 6. Roll for it if you like.
2.
What if it was a 3?
David, same thing.
1.
That's bad.
Okay.
Double back.
They'll become dragons.
I need you to
and
pick
they're on our team.
now a number between 4 and 6.
Oh, 5.
And Eddie, I need you to pick either 4 or 6.
6.
All right. David,
Good
you
choice.
pick 4.
Yes.
Each of these numbers is corresponding to a particular building in town.
Oh god.
So first up,
You're devious, man.
oh, I know.
I love it.
David, I need you to roll a percentile dice.
Oh my
I need
God.
to know what happened to
Just
the
the one
lion.
both.
Both of your D10s. I need to find out what happened to the lion shield costume.
We need that place.
The one with the 0, that's the...
Yeah.
Okay, just help.
I appreciate it. Ooh.
Lion's Shield was for the. That's the mining.
That was where Linen was.
Yeah. Oh god. That's.
We like that place.
Yeah.
Is that a 48? I got an 8 and a 40.
Yep, that's 48. Okay. All right, Eddie. I need you to tell me with a percentile dice roll
Use different
what
dice.
happened to Barathan's provisions.
I'm sorry, guys. That's 80. That's a 2 and a 80, so 82.
82. Thank you. And now, Rob, I need you to tell me what happened to the Stonehill Inn.
57.
Okay. All right, back to David. I need you to tell me what happened to the Phandelver Miners Exchange.
43.
All right. Rob, I need you to tell me what happened to the Town Master's Hall.
Oh, Sildar.
That is a 2.
It is a what? I'm sorry?
2.
2. All right. 2. And now, Eddie, I need you to tell me what happened to the Phandelver Smithy.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry.
My girlfriend, what was her name?
Oh my god, 84.
84.
How do you...
Watch him be like, high rolls mean it
It's
more
worse.
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
The higher
That's
the
how
roll, the
much-
more
And
the
now
fire.
I need you 3 to pick one of you to make the last roll.
Eddie's been rolling the highest so far.
That might not be
You
good.
want to leave it to this? 1 through 33.
Give me one of your D10s. I got an idea. No, 1.
Which one?
I got this, and I'll use your pad.
Alright.
I need to find out what happened to the Shrine of Luck.
75.
75.
I mean, we kind of did a partial thing, right?
He used your pad.
75.
Oh, this is so good. I love it.
Oh, God.
But we were just supposed to go to town.
Yeah. And now you're here.
We're supposed to get our stuff.
Yeah, but there was food.
Meriton's gonna be destroyed, so we're not gonna have anything.
Well, we don't know that.
So you two are running into town. You tell me where you're going first.
What's the closest building?
Easy to make you roll.
Let's go to Sildar
for
first.
the bar.
That would be,
The wisest.
I think that would probably be the best.
And Sildar's at the...
Last you knew, he was staying at the Town Master's Hall.
And that's the 5th roll that we did?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 2% one?
Yeah.
So you guys, do you dart through the buildings or take the main road in?
Take the quickest route.
Yeah.
Quickest route? Okay. So yeah, so you guys veer between a couple of buildings getting to the main road. The heat here, most of the buildings, their roofs are burning in this moment. There's ash and cinder floating through the air. The smoke is creating a haze through the streets. It takes you longer than normal to try to locate things, but as you come around the bend in the main road, you see what used to be the Town Master's Hall is just a burning rubble in this moment. And you see several of the guards trying to pull people out from the edges of where the building once stood.
I go over and I start helping pull bodies out.
Okay. You reach over and deep in the flames, you can kind of see a leg. You start to pull, and this burned body you can see now as you get it just outside of the flames, burned but coughing, is the elven figure that you knew was Sildar's attendant. What do you do?
So he's alive, right?
He is alive,
All right, so-
badly burned.
Spare the dying is not going to help. Do I hear anybody else screaming from inside the building?
Make a perception check.
Okay, or not. That is a 9.
And 9. You hear screaming all around you. You hear men and women yelling, either both for help and to give orders around.
Is there anybody in the like 15, 20 feet around me that could use spare the dying on?
You see
Just
two of
gonna
the
start
guards
running around and start tapping
pull
people.
a very badly burned body out of the fire that doesn't seem to be moving. You cast spare the dying on.
Yes.
While he's doing this, what are you doing? You see Angus immediately run over and just start helping.
Do I see guards coming in and out?
The guards are running all over the place.
Okay, so I'm gonna... They're all from the Lord's Alliance. I'm gonna yell to the guards. If they're alive and the shrine's well, take them there immediately.
Make a perception check for me.
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
That is 7.
So, at this point, you can't, through the smoke, see the shrine from where you're at. You don't know what condition it's in. Right now, the smoke is omnipresent almost.
What's the building next to the town hall?
The building right next to the town hall was the Stonehill Inn. You see that the front of it is blown in, but the structure still stands. You see Tolbin, the innkeeper. He's got, it looks like cloth wrapped very hastily around his right arm, and he's not using it, but you can see he's got a what may have been a chair, but a pile of wood at this point, and he's pushing some of the burning timbers off the front of the building, shoving them into the street away from the rest of the building. A couple of guards are helping him.
I'm gonna yell at them like, look for people first, then you can save the building.
Actually, no, he needs to save the building so we can put the injured people in there.
Because it looks to be the least amount of damage as of right now.
As far as we know, yeah.
At this point, your vision now is restricted to about 40 feet.
Okay,
how
so
empty the smoke is.
I'll start helping them, like attempt to get that, like move that debris out.
And as he goes to do that, I'm going to announce, hey, get all the people that are alive, no matter how bad they're off, get them into the inn.
Okay.
Get them safe. That needs to be the first priority.
Okay. While you're doing that, coming out of the smoke, you see Linen. She seems okay. There's soot.
Thank God.
And her long sleeves are burned. And she comes running over. She goes, "Hi. Are you two okay?"
Yes.
Especially in comparison, we're great.
Ah, good. We getting them in the inn?
Yes.
All right, I'm on it. And you see her just start hooking people under their arms and just starting to drag them in. She gets close to the wall, and you see her just with a couple of swift kicks, smashes a couple of cinders and clearing out some of the ruined wall to make it easier to slide people in. Now the floor in here is stone, so there's no fire risk on that. A lot of the interior walls, you can see a couple people with damp towels are patting out some of the tinder trusses inside, burning, and some of the plaster has either been seared off by the flames. Most of it looks just cracked and busted from the concussive force of the blast. They seem to be getting at least this building contained, the fires in here contained.
I'm in front of any guards right now.
There's a couple of guards who are doing the same thing Linen is doing.
Where's Silder? I yell at them.
We don't know. I didn't see him.
What's the last place you remember?
The last place I saw him was yesterday. He was in the hall.
So nobody's seeing him today. I run towards the town hall. Mm-hmm. And I start helping Angus now after I try to put in stuff out, try to help him look for bodies so he can do spare the dying.
Okay. I need both of you to make Constitution saving throws here real quick for me.
And that's kind of crooked. No. That was
Modified 20.
Constitution saving throw? 10.
10? All right, you suffer 2 points of fire damage just from the ambient heat that is all around you at this point. Your hardiness kind of keeps you can feel the hairs on your arm starting to singe a little bit as you are still maneuvering through the rubble. As
I'm going to go run into the inn, and I'm going to cast Create Water.
Okay.
But it says you can either create or destroy water, create water, you create up to 10 gallons of clean water within range in an open container. Alternatively, the water falls as rain in a 30-foot cube within range, extinguishing exposed flames in the area. So I'm going to do that inside.
All right, so you make it rain.
Yeah. I just don't make sure that this is a safe place for everybody.
So the water starts cascading down on everyone. Everyone stops for a minute and looks up.
I'm like, it's me.
And they don't, at this point, nobody has a moment to question. They just start seeing the fires start going out all around them. And you see a little bit of relief on their faces. They continue bringing people in. You see a couple of townsfolk come running to the inn, kind of confused and dazed, looking around. You see guards start ordering people to help, and everything starts falling into kind of this orderly procession with people taking small containers, any mugs and everything that they can find in the inn, trying to throw as much water on the buildings that you can see around them, trying to put it out. In this moment, you guys have by now reached the ruins of the manor. There are 2 guards standing in the manor area. You see just off to their side is this heavy wooden latch door that's been thrown over like a cellar door. It's open, and there you see stairs descending down. At this point, the smoke from the fires is starting to wash over even the manor this far out.
Okay.
And you come walking up, and one of them turns, says, "Hi, who are you?"
I am Meilin. I'm with the Lord's Alliance, and Sildur has sent us. This is one of Sildur's men, and I point to Gundren. And we need to keep him safe under Sildur's orders as quickly as possible so I can go help, as well as Cast. And we need to go. What is going on? Do we have any word from the town? And what happened?
We ain't heard nothing. I'm waiting for orders.
Okay, well, I'm going to go help. We need to make sure that Gundren here is safe. He's very injured. We need to keep him safe. Do you have some safety locked away? We can place him inside the manor.
I can keep him with me.
Keep him
But-
safe under orders of Sildur. I'll be back.
Right?
And so we, I guess, let Cast to
And
escort.
Cost looks at you, and Cost is like, not I. I'm going to stay right here, thank you.
Okay, we'll make sure that they're safe. And I look at the guard and I say, keep an eye on them. Make sure they're both safe. I'll be back.
Including the drow.
Yes. Unless Sildur gives you any direct orders otherwise.
All right.
I'll be back for the both of them.
No. Hell.
You can keep
Stay
as
safe.
close as an eye as you want, and I sprint.
Okay, so you
I
go
go into
running
a
in.
full sprint into just to the town.
Okay, so you pass by. Several of the buildings are burning. From your week stay previously in the town, you recognize a few of them, but the smoke here is. This is like a thick curtain of smoke in front of your eyes. You're barely able to see 20 feet in front of your face.
Okay. So looking the 20 feet that I can see, do I know I'm kind of like in the town center? Do I know that I'm coming down the path that I'm...
It takes you a little bit to maneuver, and you do find your way. Some of the landmarks you were used to are collapsed. The buildings don't look
Do I see any
anything like you
guards
used to.
as I'm walking through?
There are people running in and out of the smoke around you. You do slowly make your way to the center of town, and as you get there, you see Val digging through the remains of what used to be the Townmaster's Hall. You squint a little bit, still tired from not having slept. It's very hard for you to make out, but you can kind of see the shorter stature figure of Angus, arms outstretched, and it looks like it's raining inside the inn, where the front of it is largely gone, but the building itself still stands.
Okay, so I find Val and Angus. What happened here? Do we know where that light came from? Who's okay? What other buildings do we need to secure?
Look over my shoulder. I'm like, we haven't gotten that far.
Okay.
We've literally just got here, started pulling people out, trying to get this building out of fire, and then get people to safety.
So right around me where I'm standing, what I can see, I have the inn. Is that what it is that he's raining on?
Yeah, he is causing rain to occur inside the Stonehill Inn.
Okay. And then what other buildings are right near me that I can
The
see that are on?
burning pile of rubble immediately next to you was the Townmaster's Hall.
Okay. All right. So I look over to the Townmaster's Hall. Do we know if there's any more people in the hall?
Unfortunately, no.
We're looking for Sildur. Yesterday they saw him here. Nobody's. If you want to ask anybody else, see if they've seen him.
No,
Do I see
we
any-
found Lynette.
Linen. Okay.
She said
That's about it.
What is the state of this building at this point?
The
I know it's
inn-
on fire.
The inn or the Townmaster's Hall?
The Townmaster's
The
Hall.
Townmaster's Hall is
Inn's-
collapsed.
It's gone.
The inn is soggy.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's really no way in the Townmaster's Hall.
No, it is a burning pile of rubble.
Okay.
What's the next building?
Yeah, I take a look around where Do we see glowing through the smoke in other directions where there could be fire?
You do see just ambient glowing all around you. Almost every building seems to some extent be on fire.
Okay.
And they all had wooden roofs, most of which are currently burning. You see shapes in the smoke as people are trying to put it out. But I mean, the entire town is in full action.
So towns normally would have plans for fires, wouldn't they?
That would be kind of a modern invention. Normally buildings were just built far enough away from each other in outlying towns to not burn.
Well, they designed this one poorly.
Well, you don't see the fires catching from building to building.
Yeah.
So
the
then I can
initial-
assess that there were multiple incineration points.
Or one big blast that you saw.
Okay.
We still need to check out Barathon's. We need to check out the lady that we
Okay.
met. I can't remember what her name is.
Gabrielle?
Sister, yeah, that's
Is it
her.
real?
And where else?
So if you're telling me this in game,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm actually gonna tell you. I'm just gonna get another person that can heal. So I'm gonna go get Sister Gabrielle.
Okay.
Go
Well-
check Barathon's.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to think. Do you want to come with me or?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
All right. So that's where we're gonna.
So Lyon and Angus are going to go over to Barathon's.
Okay.
Hopefully save somebody.
So you got the three of you are going to the Shrine of Luck?
No,
he's
I'm going to
the
the Shrine of Luck.
shop.
I
And-
tell Val before we leave, before we split off, tell the guards to go find Silder and bring him to the center of town.
no one knows where he's at.
I know. We need to have someone go looking.
I've been asking.
No one's been looking, so if we send one or two guards to go specifically looking for him, we need to find him.
I mean,
Because I can't tell where
they,
the
they obviously will be like looking for him.
But
He's
the,
like the
the
leader.
thing is that do we take those two people away to look for one person, or do we have them help us get bodies out and save a whole bunch?
Obviously, let's save people. Let's go.
Yeah, that's my thought process.
We'll worry about
Silder's
the
a
later.
warrior.
Okay.
If he's alive, he'll still be alive in an hour when.
Right. So
but,
we're going to the
You
barrier.
know, this person may not, and I go over and I cast Spare the Dying on somebody else.
Okay. In this moment, you see coming through the fog down the main street, coming towards you from the direction of the front gates that you originally came into town through. You see 5 shapes, and as they get closer, you can see the center shape is Silder, flanked by 2 guards on each side. You see him yelling orders and pointing and shouting, directing people what to do. And he walks up to you. He says, "Oh, you picked a hell of a time to come back."
Quite a coincidence, if you don't mind me saying so. I'm actually heading to the shrine. Have you seen Sister Gabrielle?
No, I was at the front gate doing official business, checking on my guards, making sure everything is right by the town on my usual walk.
We saw an explosion. Do we know what happened? Were we under attack? What's going on?
I have no idea. My guardsmen and I were thrown to the ground when it exploded.
I'm heading to the shrine. We can
Let's
talk
go.
later.
And he heads off and he turns to 2 of his guards and he directs them to the townmaster's hall to help continue to get people out. And him and 2 of the guards start walking up the main street. You follow with him?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys pass the first couple of buildings creating kind of the main town square. You get close and the shrine. You see the kind of pillar that stood out front that had the kind of coin design on it. That pillar is now just a smattering of rocks strewn across the ground here. The side of the building, you can see a massive crack down the side. The building being a former barn, had a lot of the stone work that created the kind of main structural points of the building are still intact. A lot of the wood seems kind of splintered and bowed. There is scorch marks all down the side of it. And you can see a large chunk of the roof is collapsed in, and you see the flickering of fire on the inside.
I don't care. I'm gonna open the door, like kick it out, down, whatever, just to get in there and see if she's there.
You go to the door is locked. You remember that there was that crossbar. Do you try to break it down, or what do you do?
I do, and then if I can on the first hit, I'm gonna ask a guard to help me or somebody else.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Athletics, there'll be 13.
13. The door does not budge.
Okay, I got somebody else. Come on, help me out.
All right, a couple of the guards, one of them being a bit burlier than you, this pretty big guy, kind of pushes you aside. Why like this? And you just see him plant a couple of boots heavy into the side of the door. And you see where the hinges of the door are start to crack and bow in. He just starts going to town on it, and it busts, and he just starts with his shoulder shoving the rest of the door open.
Immediately, I bring the Econite right next to me, and we start walking like back to back, like running inside.
Okay. You can come in here and you see the center of the room is on fire where the roof had collapsed down in, and the dividing wall between the main room and the back of the building, which Gariel had said were her chambers, that is collapsed in, and everything there is on fire.
I try to get in. I don't care. I'm gonna try getting in, see if I can see her.
Okay, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
10.
10. You take an additional 2 points of fire damage digging through the rubble. And make an investigation check at disadvantage, because right now all you have is fire and smoke in your eyes.
3. 1.
It takes you some time. You suffer an additional 4 points of fire damage as you're continuing just digging through. Your echo is sort of mimicking your motions at this point because you're just frantically going through, although it doesn't actually affect anything. It's just kind of a mirror of you.
Since I kind of physically attack through it, let's say that, like, for example, if there's a big stone or something like that, if I do some leverage and it just starts rocking, I can immediately try to switch into it and see if he could actually do the same motion from the other side to...
Make an intelligence check to see if you can work the magic, because this Econite really is a reconfiguration of your former
10.
trickery cleric abilities. You try and you see it sort of nudge something a little bit, but it isn't exactly what you've learned how to do. Takes a little more digging. You suffer an additional 2 points of fire damage, but you pull this burning timber out of the way, and you see this hand underneath more of the rubble.
I focus on that area. Let's see if...
All right, I need you to make one more athletics check here.
That's a 1 for a total of 3.
You start to pull it up. You're not able to get much in the burly guy. You feel him kind of grab your shoulder and push you aside. And he gets down and starts lifting this thing up. It's heavy even for him. You can see his muscles are straining. You see the pain in his face as his fingers are burning doing this. But underneath you see Sister Gariel. You see blood trickling out of her mouth. And one eye kind of weakly opens up and sees you. And it's just kind of looking around. She just doesn't seem able to talk.
Does she seem like she's gonna die? Like right there?
She looks incredibly bad right now. It's still hard to see with the smoke.
Is she free?
There's enough that you want to try to pull her out?
Yeah.
Okay. It takes just a little bit of effort, and the guard helps push just a little bit more. He's got a knee under it now for leverage, and you're able to slide her out. You see this part of her body is severely burned. You see the arm, her left arm and left leg are bent at unnatural angles from the weight that had collapsed onto her.
There's people still outside, like Silder and somebody else, right?
Yes, you can't hear because the roar of the fire right now is in your ears, but you can see just through the smoke Silder's shape as he's still pointing people, and he's pointing at you. You see him point away and point back at you.
Like, I'm just gonna start yelling, like, help, bring Angus, help. Well, as I'm trying to, like, pull her out.
You see Silder kind of lean in at you. He cocks his head a little bit. And you see him turn and just full on yelling. You see his mouth as wide as possible. You can tell he's yelling down the road.
Is she unconscious?
She seems to be going in and out. You see kind of the one eye opening and kind of looking around. She seems maybe dazed.
keep pulling, trying to get her out. With the
Okay,
fire.
make one more athletics check for me.
I'm so bad at this. Where's Meilin when you need him? 12.
12. Just with one final wrench, you're able to pull her free, and just as her toes leave where she was, the guard that was with you just drops it down. And you see him, his hands are almost black from the fire. And he looks over at you. That's it. That's all I can do. I gotta go.
Let's go.
All right, so you fireman drag her out back into the street. In this moment, you see the cloaks of some of the guards as they have reached the main intersection of town at this point. The other guard the guard that helped you is sitting down. He's got his hands and he's just holding them in pain. And Silder runs over you. She alive?
Is she alive?
Make a medicine check.
10.
10. She's alive, barely. And in this moment, you see her barely managed to open both eyes just a bit. She sees you. It's good to see you.
Can I last super freaking attempt, like really weird? Concentrate as hard as I can, thinking of my past, thinking of my previous religion, and just because she was so good at me and she still has faith in me, attempt to actually heal her with my previous cleric powers.
Make a wisdom ability check.
No, it's bad. Wisdom ability. Total 4, that was a 1.
That was a 1. Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
And
And then you feel a warm hand on your left shoulder. You look over and there's nothing there. And you hear a whisper in your ear. Everything else seems to go quiet in this moment. And you hear the voice that you haven't heard in a long time. Barely above a whisper. It says, I still believe in you. Go ahead, give me one more wisdom check here.
15 total.
15. It costs you a hit die. But you cast Cure Wounds.
Yeah. Three once is 1d8.
Let's check that now.
It's 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier.
I don't know, but it would be total of 4. I rolled
4?
1.
You feel the divine energy course through you. You haven't in some time, but it returns in this moment. You feel yourself weakened just a bit by the effort. But then the glow issues through your hand as you touch Sister Gariel's shoulder. And the light descends down your arm into her. And you see a little bit of color return to her now ashen color skin. And now she's able to open one eye a bit more. I always kept the faith in you. And she reaches a hand up to you. Do you take her hand?
Yeah.
I never stopped believing. Ever. And she collapses. But you can see her still breathing,
Okay.
unconscious.
It's just freaking out.
And in your hand is the coin you dropped, leaving the manor. All right, so the two of you rushing over to Barathan's provisions. Go ahead. The smoke is now completely omnipresent. You see barely 20 feet in front of your face. I need perception checks from both of you.
Nice.
Well, that's an ability check, so for you it's a disadvantage.
I think that was pretty bad as it is, but
I don't even have to look.
yeah, use the first one.
It's not gonna matter. It's not getting lower than that. 4.
26.
26. Just with the smoke and ash in your eyes, you can't really. The most you can see is Angus. You start to slow your pace. Angus, you're running down the main street. Takes you just a moment to look around. You see Barathan's is in much better shape than most of the buildings around it. The windows in the front are blown in, but the building itself still stands. You see, as you come around the side of one of the other buildings towards Barathan's, you can see Barathan himself is standing out front looking at the shop, and the roof is burning, but he's just standing back, just kind of shell-shocked a little bit, just kind of looking about. His eyes are wide. What do you do?
Angus, can you make rain again?
Yeah, I can. I'm going to ask Bertha, where are your 2 assistants?
Angus, I think they should be at home.
Is there anyone else inside?
No,
Okay, good.
it's just me normally.
All right.
At this time.
I'm like, that's a good thing. I need you to stand back. Okay? It's going to get weird. And then I cast Create Water as a rain effect again.
Okay. And it starts raining.
I'm like, don't worry, there'll be no water demons coming from this one.
Okay, if you say so. And the
Thank you.
rain starts pouring down on the roof, and it takes it just a little bit of time. The flames were burning pretty intently, but they quickly start to burn down and then burn out. Yeah, that's a neat trick.
It's something.
It certainly is. I run up and I just open the door to let whatever smoke might have been in out.
Yeah, this is the
If the door wasn't already open, I don't.
the door was closed.
Okay.
But you open the door. Most of the smoke had been dissipating out of the windows. You open up, and this plume of smoke hits you in the face, but then quickly starts to dissipate.
No different than me running through town anyway.
Basically.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've been rolling smoke in the face the whole time.
Yeah, it's been smoke in the face the entire time.
Right.
But you look inside and you see that there's ash covering most of the items in here. There's glass all over the floor from the windows being blown in. Stuff's disheveled. Half the stuff has fallen off the shelves. A couple of tinders from the roof had fallen in, but there are no active fires or anything burning in here.
And nothing like majorly destroyed or anything. It's
No, the building
decent.
seems solid.
Okay, cool.
Put my hand on Bertha. I'm like, you're safe for now. If you need any medical attention, go to the inn. We're setting up shop there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I think I'm okay. I just
Yeah.
I fell, but I think I'm all right.
I run out and I tell him what I saw. Like, there's not much damage in the shop. I don't know how sturdy the roof is. Still,
Well, that's good. Hey,
but
it's a pretty good building.
yeah, the rest of it seems pretty okay.
Yeah. I look over at Meilin. I'm like, he's in shock.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't you go ahead and head over to the inn, have a sit down, and we'll get everybody in the town over there as quickly as possible. Take a load off.
Make a persuasion check for me.
10.
10? He seems already agreeable enough. And he goes, oh, all right, I'm just going to get a few things and I'll be on my way. He starts walking back into the building.
Yeah.
But there's no active fire. You quickly look around. There's nothing of immediate danger in there. You look up at the roof. The roof still seems pretty solid.
Okay.
I right before, like I said, as he's walking up, I tell him, and if you find anybody in town, tell them all to go towards the inn for safety.
Okay.
Anybody you come across, making sure we're getting them all to safety as quickly as possible.
Hey, will do.
Thank you.
No, thank you, gentlemen.
I look over Meilin.
What's next?
That was a little too easy.
He's
Right as you
shaken
say that, you hear this collapsing sound. You look over at the Lion Shield Coster,
Oh, okay.
and the second floor, which was completely engulfed in flames, collapses into the first floor.
Do we see any other buildings on fire nearby?
So with my perception check, I didn't see that earlier with the 26.
Well, you were looking for
Destroying
Baratheon's
Mountain Dew.
provisions, but most of the buildings are still actively on fire. Everything you see is basically on fire.
So what's the nearest building on fire to us? That looks pretty bad, but manageable.
The Lion Shield Coster, well, now at this moment, no longer manageable.
Not manageable.
There's a couple of smaller buildings next to Baratheon's. The roofs also are on fire.
Do I hear anyone screaming from or in pain?
You don't hear anybody actively screaming at this point. A couple of town guards run past you, each carrying buckets. You see water sloshing in the buckets. The smoke is still incredibly dense. They just, they appear out of the smoke and then just disappear right back into it. As you stand and watch just for a moment, you see some of the fires down the street back the way you came are starting to go out. So whatever firefighting efforts the guards are doing seems to be effective. It's the whole town.
So that's 5 of the 6 buildings that we rolled on. Where's the last one?
That was 4. That was 4 of the 7.
Okay, which is the closest one to us?
That is still an unknown condition.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's nothing that we can do.
The Coster is now
It's-
burning rubble. There is still the Phandelver Miners Exchange that you all have walked past several times, but have never gone into. And then next to that is the Phandelver Smithy.
Oh, that's right. I'm going to the smithy. I gotta make sure that she's okay.
I don't know who she is, but I want to just look at what's the nearest building that's on fire.
Physically, the closest one to you is the one to the right of Baratheon's Provisions. It's a smaller building. It doesn't have a sign out front. The roof, part of the roof is on fire.
Okay, I run up to that and what does the front look like? Is the doors, windows blown out?
The
destroyed?
windows are blown out. Go ahead and make a perception check at disadvantage for me.
Crooked. What did you say, perception?
Mm-hmm.
8, I guess?
8. You faintly can hear a voice inside.
Okay, so I yell for it to hello, who's in there?
And make some sort of a noise. Do you try the door?
Yeah.
All right, the door is unlocked.
Okay.
And you go rushing in? Or do you just stand?
No, I peered through the window before I tried the door.
You can't see anything inside.
Okay. Because smoke and stuff?
There is smoke coming off of the roof, being on fire, a few ash and cinders kind of drifting through. You can see a few of them coming in through the windows.
Through the window, do I see any fire light, roaring, moving?
Nothing, there's no active fire burning inside the building.
Okay, so then I open the door and I step to the side in case some of the smoke that I'm used to getting punched in the face with.
Another torrent of smoke does issue out when you fully open the door.
Kind of back up, let it dissipate as much as possible, and then I run in and I start yelling to listen. Where are you? Where are you?
You hear this moaning from what would be a back room.
Okay.
And you go tracing the sound?
Yeah, so I go towards the back room. Is there a doorway?
There's an open doorway, and you see a small bed. This was a residence of some type. It's very hard to discern any details in here. It's almost all smoke. But you see an older woman laying in the bed, clutching her arm and just kind of writhing a little bit. She's not actively talking. You look over and you see a few burning tinders from the roof. One looks like landed on her and then hit the floor. You surmise maybe that had been what hit her arm.
Okay. I ask her if is there anyone else in the house?
Oh, it's just me.
Can you walk?
I could try.
Okay. So I kind of like help her, put her arm over my shoulder. And
Okay,
kinda
and you help
her
kind of side fireman her out of the building?
to kind of guide her out.
Okay, and you take her back to the inn?
No, I take her out and then I say, "Are you okay to walk to the inn? It's safe for now. Get there."
You see her start to walk and kind of stumble a little bit and starts to pick herself up. What do you do?
Like stumble a little bit, like I'm okay, or
She
stumble
seems
like she won't
rather
let it go?
feeble.
Okay, so I'm going to, and she's an older lady.
Mhm.
Human
Yeah, she seems to be
lady.
about 60, maybe 70 years of age.
I'm gonna carry her,
Just kind of scoop her up.
scoop her up, and just run.
Okay.
I can definitely do it a lot faster than she can.
All right, you're still very, very tired and exhausted, but you are able to scoop her up
And adrenaline on my
carry
side.
her. Yeah, well, I was about to say, whatever second wind you've got is kicking in this moment. So while you two are doing that, you run back to the Phandelver smithy.
Yes.
Okay. You run past the miners' exchange. You see the roof is burning and collapsed in, and right next to it is the smithy. The smithy, being a smaller, more squat built building, the front of it is seared, but the building itself structurally seems fine. And you see this very large shape carrying people from the building next to it into the smithy.
Okay.
And it looks over, you see the black hair now kind of spotted with ash, and then just a little bit you can see the purple tinge to it of Hilda, the half-orc blacksmith that you had met previously. And she looks over here. Good thing dwarves are hard to kill.
Usually, what's going on over here?
I know the older couple live next door. I just brought them in. They seem okay, but just shaken. And I just wanted to make sure everyone was okay. The building is fine. I mean, I made sure that it could stand the heat of the forge, so whatever happened didn't really affect it much. I think the miners' exchange is pretty much lost at this point, though.
Okay, I'm gonna go check over the miners' exchange. Anyone that you see that is alive and well or able to move, get them over to the inn.
To the inn?
That's where we're setting up shop, and we're getting healers there as quick as possible.
All right, good. All right, you two, we're gonna move one more time. You see her get down, outstretch both arms, and the older couple each put one arm over her shoulder, kind of cross-armed, and she's kind of just keeping them aloft, and the three of them kind of make their way down the street. She's very easily able to just kind of, they go a little bit, and you see her kind of wrap them around the waist and pick them up a little bit. They, two pairs of feet, a little dangling as she's just hoofing it up the street.
Good.
The front of the miners' exchange, the one large window that had been in front of it is blown in completely. You see flames issuing out. The roof of it is completely engulfed in flames.
Do I hear anything inside besides the roaring of the fire?
Make a perception check for me.
That is a 23.
23. You hear a faint voice calling for help from the back. You're unable to discern anything about it. You barely make it out. It's in common language, but it's hoarse and coughing.
All right, I'm going in.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
I am rolling really good tonight.
Yeah.
Investigation 22.
22. You step in and you have to kind of navigate very, very gingerly. There are, most things in here are burning. You take a quick look around. The plaster's cracked and falling. The entire roof above you is burning. The desk that had apparently been in this front room is on fire. The stack of papers is now just an ashen heap all over it. There's bits of burning paper floating everywhere in the air around you. It's weird. It's almost as if you're underwater and this stuff is floating around. The heat is pushing the air currents up so rapidly in this building. It's almost surreal. But you make your way into the back, and there's a very simple bedroom back here. And you see part of the ceiling has collapsed down on a woman, a human. She is... It's hard to tell. She's roughly 30 to 40 years of age, long black hair tied back in a ponytail. She seems to be wearing a leather doublet and woolen pants. And she's slowly trying to push herself up, but there is a chunk of ceiling that is pinning her currently to the ground.
Check my spell book real quick. See if I can blast that out of the way.
And you can hear her scream suddenly as you see a bit of her clothes start to catch fire from the burning rubble that's on her.
All right, well, in that case, I want to try to... Do I think that I could lift it up so she can scooch out?
It seems possible.
All right, then I will try for it.
All right, make an athletics check.
Athletics, 23.
23. You take 2 points of fire damage, grabbing this burning hunk of rubble. But yeah, you just yeet this thing right off of her, slam it into the wall away from her. And you see her clothes are in the back singed. The doublet was oiled leather, is very well cared for. It's ruined now, but the thickness of the material kept it from burning her. And she slowly starts to pull herself up. She sticks an arm up, grabbing yours to kind of pull herself up. You see she has very kind of dark features, and her skin is, you can't tell if it's just the soot everywhere or if her skin is just naturally very tanned. Looking around, she looks you over kind of suspiciously, and she, "Thank you. Who are you?"
For right now, I'm a friend. I'm sure we can do proper introductions later. Let's get you to safety.
"Not yet. I need one thing." And she pushes past you to the desk, and you see her pull a ring of keys and quickly flips through them and unlocks the top drawer in the desk, throws it open. You see a stack of papers in there. She grabs the papers, and there's in the back of the desk drawer. Are you coming up on her?
Yeah.
You see in the very back of the drawer, she grabs a small leather pouch, grabs it, and you hear familiar clank of metal in it. She grabs all of them and just runs right out the front door.
I follow. I hope whatever you grabbed was worth dying for.
She holds the stack of papers. She goes, "These are all the claims for the mines in the area. If I lose these, nobody knows who. No one can prove who owns what."
No. Fair enough. Since you obviously can run, go ahead and go to the end. That's where we're meeting everybody at. We're trying to get healers amount over there, and we'll see to everyone's wound there.
"Your name is?"
My name is Angus, and I'm a friend.
"Angus. I won't forget." You see she has a slight limp, but she's able to run at a quick enough pace up the street, and you see her disappear into the smoke.
Okay, I'm gonna start heading back towards the end.
Back towards the end. Okay. By the time, Angus, you return to the inn, you see Meilin is carried over a older woman who's setting her down next to the others, who seem to be relatively okay. And you look through the fog and you see 2 guardsmen carrying Sister Gariel very, very gingerly. Behind them you see Silder and Val walking up. Silder looks about. "Is this everyone?"
Everyone that I found, yeah.
We brought help. with us, and we found Gundry.
Found him.
We found Gundry, but I need to secure the area where he's at just in case. Do you have any soldiers to spare?
I hope so. And he turns around and to a couple of the guardsmen who are there still taking care of some of the people. He starts giving them orders to help secure the town, try to round up anyone else that they can find, and coordinate, continuing to put out the fires that are there. You look about, and a lot of the fires have started to burn low from what you can see, but it's just this permanent fog cloud of smoke all around you. And he goes, "Come with me. We'll go into the barracks." And he starts walking out of town in the direction of the manor. Do you three follow?
I do.
Yeah.
I do not. I'm going to see if I can spare the dying anybody that seems to be on the verge.
Okay. So you continue to tend to the wounded. The two of you follow Silder down the main road as he turns up the little hilly embankment, walking through the remains of the manor, kind of looking over the town. He looks back, and it's just the sea of smoke. You see just these light points all over town of the fire still burning. And he just sighs and takes a breath. And the two guardsmen are still standing there. You see Cost has taken a seat on a piece of old brick rubble, leaning on his staff, just looking out over everything. And the disc is still hovering there with the drow and Gundren on it.
Silder, this is Cost. He helped us in our last battle just to attempt to actually get here to Phandelver. And we got matters to discuss as soon as this is all over.
And Silder looks him over. Kind of his eyes narrow at him. He goes, "You know what those robes mean, right?"
I do. We can talk about it in a bit. Let's focus on the matter at hand. I mean, in my opinion, sir.
Thank you for listening to House of Crit Presents The Lost Mine of Phandelver. Join us next time as the adventure continues. If you like our content, please like, share, and comment. For more House of Crit, you can join us at houseofcrit.com and on our YouTube channel. Click on the links in the description below for more Dungeons & Dragons content, and be sure to check out Behind the Screen, a roundtable discussion featuring the Dungeon Masters of House of Crit.